everybody. I'm so happy I get to share this with you today. I'm microneedling my whole face. Complete microneedling demo using a Dr. Pen on my entire face. So I'll let you guys start coming on. I'm just prepping a little bit. Hello, hello. Okay, I'm getting my post-recovery stuff set. Hold on 1 second, you guys. I'm microneedling my whole face today. I'm very excited. It's been a while, so I'm just gonna grab one thing. Hold on 1 second. Honey, if you can bring me the collagen out of the refrigerator, that'd be great. If you can bring me the collagen out of the refrigerator in the drawer, that'd be great. Oh my gosh, you guys are coming on. It's like nobody's sitting there. Hi, everybody. Okay, let me just fuel up with some mushroom coffee. I have no makeup on, and my face has been sterilized. So I wiped it down with an alcohol wipe. I'll show you in just a sec. And I do that ahead of time because my face gets real red, but I've washed my face and I've wiped it down with this. I'm gonna use the Dr. Pen today. This is the Dr. Pen M8. If you guys don't have my microneedling protocol, that protocol that shows you all of the different needle links and safety, I turned sideways, that is involved in microneedling at home. After I get done with this, you can just comment. Once I post it to my main feed, comment the word microneedling, and that will come directly to you in a DM. And it's all clickable links, you guys. So when you get this, you'll see that there are clickable links here. This will bring you to, yeah, thank you. My husband just brought me my collagen. That's part of my post-recovery. But this will bring you to the different devices that I use, right? Everything that you need is in this free guidebook, okay? Different needle links for different body parts. But today I'm doing a full demo on my entire face. So is that, who said, so this is not on the protocol? This is on, yes, it's on the protocol, but sometimes like, here's the thing. I have a lot of people that get these devices and then they're too afraid to use them because, truth be told, it kind of does look like a medieval torture device, right? It looks a lot more painful than what it is. But if you are somebody that decides like, hey, I don't think I can use one of these professional pens, it's just too stressful, too much, too whatever, on this microneedling free guidebook, you will see that there are links to other less intimidating, if I can get them out, less intimidating types of medieval torture devices, right? This is, believe it or not, this is a little less intimidating than when you're using a professional tool, what I'm gonna use. It comes in different links as well. So there, on this, like I have a 0.75 with this. I use on various body parts. This one is a 1.5. I use this on my abdomen, also on the back of my arms. And if you have that, gosh, I don't even know if I have that close. Maybe I do. Hold on 1 second, you guys. And then I'm gonna start. If you don't have this weekly, monthly, I laminated it because I use it so much when I'm coaching one-on-one. But if you don't have this, it shows you how I incorporate different microneedling of different body parts, but I'm always microneedling on Sunday. So that by the time I get back to that same body part, which is gonna be the face, it's been about 4 to 6 weeks. I have put off microneedling my face because I've had a couple of appearances, TV appearances, and different things that I needed to do. So I am hitting it hard today. Okay, this is the Dr. Pen M8. It comes with these reusable cartridges. I've explained this to you guys before. When you get a device like this, they come with a lot of different needle links. You want to aim for somewhere around 12 or 14 or 16 pen cartridge. This is a 16 pen cartridge. And the reason is because, I'm gonna explain this real quick. The reason is because more needles is not necessarily better. If the more needles are tightly packed in, it's like a person sitting on one of those bed of nails. They can get up and there's no perforations. Hey, Jean, there's just the little, marks of somebody that's laying on a bed of nails, but it doesn't puncture the skin. When you take those needles and you spread them out a little bit, like in a 12 or a 14 or a 16 pen cartridge, I'm using a 16 pen today, it gives enough space between the needles to where it can actually perforate the skin a lot better. So more needles is not necessarily better. Okay, I'm gonna clip this in. Somebody said, Denise said, okay, that's the one I ordered and I'm waiting for it to come. All right, so hi Lucy, I am going to post this to my main feed afterwards. But you guys, if you have a device now, I'm gonna give you a full tutorial. So go dust it off, go sterilize it, and let's get busy. This is a new sterile cartridge. You never reuse these cartridges, you guys. When you're done with these, you throw them away. That's how you get infections. So this is a brand new cartridge, and any of the other rolling devices that you have, make sure that you are spraying them with an alcohol spray, a 98% alcohol spray, not the 70% or whatever, 98% alcohol spray, and you're letting them dry. And then you're also sterilizing your face. Okay, I'm using one of these little silicone cups because I love it. Somebody said, do you disinfect your face before microneedling or just cleanse? I cleanse, and then, you guys, these are such great questions coming in. I cleanse my face, and then I'll let my face dry. And then somebody said, you look so gorgeous and lovely. I love when people say that when I have no makeup on. My eyeliner is tattooed, but I have no makeup on. We're starting with a clean face. My hands are sterilized. I use this on my hands. I'll oftentimes have one of these already opened. So I clean my face. I'll then wipe my face down with a little alcohol wipe, and I will leave this out so that anytime I touch anything else, I can put my fingers back on this and sterilize it a little bit more. Another way to do that, if you don't use alcohol wipes, which I worked with a one-on-one client the other day with, is we got a little saucer from the kitchen, like a little, like, what do you call it? A coffee saucer. Oh my God, my brain. A little saucer from the kitchen, and I had her put a little bit of alcohol in the middle of the saucer and use one of those round cotton pads, and so that every time when she touched something, she'd reach back and wipe her hands with the cotton pad. So that's another way to do that. Okay, we are all sterilized and ready to go. Somebody did ask after Botox, how soon can you microneedle? And literally, you just want the needle marks to heal, because this does not affect Botox at all. Botox, remember when I did that live with Ellie Lambert, Botox is an injectable that just paralyzes the muscle. So there's nothing that's gonna move around, nothing that's gonna affect that, but you wanna make sure that you've healed from the Botox. It doesn't take more than like a day or two. I oftentimes microneedle the very next day. I'm using a Costa Baja hyaluronic acid. You can use any sort of hyaluronic acid as long as, this is just my recommendation, and I've been doing this a long time, you guys, no scent at all. So 0 scent, that's gonna increase your likelihood of having irritation. And irritation is good because that's what we're actually doing, but there is a part where it's like, that is not gonna be, that's gonna cause more harm than good. So I'm starting with a little bit of this hyaluronic acid. This is on my Amazon store. You guys, it's also in here. So if you just afterwards, alcohol pad, what percentage? 90. You want to do 90. When you go to a doctor's office, they're not using 70% alcohol. They're using 90. So you can get that in any pharmacy, CVS, Rite Aid, Walgreens, all of that. Just get the higher percentage alcohol, because we are dealing with punctures in the skin, right? So anytime that you puncture the skin, you're increasing your likelihood of having some sort of adverse reaction to it. Now, we want a little bit of adverse reaction to it, and the reason is because when we are creating these microtraumas in the skin, it's causing these perforations, and that calls on our own body to produce collagen and elastin. So when we're in our 20s and our skeletal our skeletal frame is done growing, think about this for a second, you guys, and it's gonna make a lot of sense. When we are in our 20s and we're done growing, that is the size that we're going to be, our collagen starts dipping by 1 to 3%. How long after lipofilling? I'm gonna get to that, Lucy. That's a great question again. Our collagen starts decreasing by 1 to 3% per year, depending on our lifestyle. So do you drink? Are you out in the sun? Are you eating, vegetables and stuff filled with pesticides? All of this, are you sleeping? How's your stress level? All of this is all connected in how our collagen is produced. And so in our 20s, when we're done growing and it starts decreasing, when we create these micro traumas at home, what we're doing is we're enticing the body. We're calling on our body to continue to make that collagen. And if you follow the monthly schedule that I do that incorporates everything from microneedling to radio frequency to microcurrent, red light therapy, dry brushing, chemical peels, all of this in a monthly calendar to be able to follow at home, what the goal of this is. And again, I've been doing this a long time, you guys. I'm 56 years old. I've been dealing with my skin for a long time. But what this does is it creates a wave of collagen production that is similar to how our body produces collagen when we're younger and we're still growing. Think about that. We're stimulating collagen in a way, in a strategic way that is mimicking how our body is producing collagen while we're still growing. So you're going to end up with, we're not chasing every fine line and wrinkle, but you're going to end up with the healthiest skin you've ever had. And guess what happens to healthy skin? Fine lines and wrinkles are diminished. Skin tone and texture is improved. Pores, acne, pores are diminished. Acne is improved. It goes on and on and on and on. Melasma, a lot, like when we're dealing with the health of our skin, I mean, think about a child's skin and the collagen production that is surging through them, right? And yeah, we do things like we add extra collagen. This is part of my postcare. You add this because if you're making the perforations and you're calling on your own body to produce that collagen, you want to make sure that you have all of those precursors. And that's what the collagen is for. So when I post this to my main feed, you can comment the word collagen and then check your DMs. The link to my favorite collagen will be there. Again, when I post this to my main feed, not here, when I post it to my main feed, you can comment the word microneedling and then check your DMs, and then you will get this entire thing. If you're wanting this skincare calendar that shows you how I do all of this, you comment protocol. Okay, I'm gonna go over it again. Protocol gives you this. It's gonna have you sign up for the newsletter. Please just sign up for the newsletter. You're gonna thank me later. It's only once a week. I don't sell your stuff. I don't try to push anything else. It's once a week. This is gonna cause you to sign, this will ask you to sign up for the newsletter. This is the protocol. This is the comment of microneedling, okay? This is the comment of collagen, and all of that can be done after I post this to my main feed, but I'm gonna start right now or else I'm gonna run out of time. Okay, I put a little bit of hyaluronic acid in here. I'm gonna start with my forehead, and I'm gonna be at a point, if I were to follow this and I would do my forehead, it's gonna be at a 0.50, right? I'm like almost positive that's what I have in here. Sometimes I have this for beginners. It's a good place to start. And then you can ease up depending on what you do. But yeah, so this is where I would have you guys start, a 0.25 millimeter to a 0.5 millimeter. I'm gonna go up to, I'm just gonna do a 0.5. The reason why you need different needle lengths for different body parts is because our skin is different thickness in different areas. There's not a lot of muscle here. There's not a lot of other stuff under here. This is bone, right? You've got the muscle, of course, because otherwise that's how the Botox is working, right? But there's not a lot of other anatomy under here that's gonna thicken that up. So when we get down here and we're looking at thicker skin, we can up the needle length. So right now, because I'm not dealing with a lot of anatomy underneath this, I'm gonna do this at a 0.50. Wait, hold on. Let me get down. This is the worst. The thing that I don't like about this device is that it's very difficult to see. Okay, 0.50. Here we go. Again, 16 pin. I'm on a speed of 1. I'm gonna go ahead and up that speed on my second pass. I'm gonna do 3 passes here. So little tiny swirls. And the only reason why you need that hyaluronic acid is to create a slip in the skin. The hyaluronic acid is not really treating anything. It's just allowing this device to slip very easily over my skin, and that is creating those perforations, right? This is what's happening. See the needles? Those are going in and out super fast. So I could just stamp, and I wouldn't need any of the hyaluronic acid. Does that make sense? You only need the hyaluronic acid to create a slip, and we're doing it in such a way that it's going to not cause any irritation, because hyaluronic acid occurs naturally in our skin. That's why I do that. Okay, so again, little tiny swirls. You might see my skin get a little bit pink. That's a good thing. That means my skin is reacting. If your skin on your first pass does not get pink at all, make sure the cap's off of it. Make sure this little white cap is off of this. But also, if your skin is thicker, oh my gosh, just ran out of battery. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Why did I have a really bad feeling that this is gonna happen? Okay, I'm gonna send, Okay, hold on, you guys. Hold on, hold everything. We're gonna switch to this, but 1 second. Let me go see if I can try to find what I did with this. Oh, here we go. Please be the right, yes. Thank God. Could you imagine if I started this whole thing and I didn't have a plug for my Dr. Pen? Okay, I'm plugging this in. You can use this at the same time that you plug this in. Luckily, I travel with all my stuff, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna be on that live show for Morning on Merritt Street, if I was coming back, and so I brought all my stuff with me, so some of it might be a little bit dead. Okay. I'm on a speed of 1 still, and I'm on a 0.5 millimeter length. Just doing a little swirling technique. Again, the techniques are all in here, whether it's swirling technique or stamping. So if I'm looking at my forehead, I'm doing a 0.25 to a 0.5 millimeter, I'm doing over here, and then swirling technique, and it says 3 to 4 passes, a speed of 1. You can increase the speed once you get used to this device. I like to have a little bit more control. The speed is only going to cause it to go in quicker, and I would rather do 3 passes on my skin than 1 at like a speed of 6. 1 pass at a speed of 6. I just feel like I like to warm the skin up a little bit. And then also, if I sit back a little bit and look at the reaction to the skin, right? How pink is it getting? I know where I've missed. So I'm gonna come back in here again. Tiny swirls. As if you're kind of reading on a collegiate, I'll just give this as a example. I try to so you want to stay like in a line, and you can swirl, like if I'm taking up 2 lines, to where all of the area is covered. That's what kind of the goal is. So I'm not going like this, right? I'm staying relatively close so that I can tell what's been covered, and I try to cover as much as possible, and then I let it sit for a second, see how my skin reacts, and then go back over the parts that don't have as strong of a reaction, meaning I didn't, see right here, this middle part, meaning I didn't get as good of a treatment there. Oh, I'm so happy to be microneedling. I was supposed to microneedle last week, and I would have been a little bit behind to do it last week, but I was supposed to do it last week, and then I got that call that I was headed towards Texas to do Morning on Merritt Street on the Dr. Phil Network, talking about cravings, sugar cravings. You guys, if you missed that live show I did yesterday on how to control your cravings, real scientific backed evidence of how you can pull yourself out of these sugar cravings, which is going to be a lot better for your metabolic health and for healthy weight management. I don't know why this thing is a little bit wonky. Okay, let's make sure I'm straight here. Okay, I want to get a good look at this. And then I'm going to just stamp kind of in the hairline. You can do microneedling in your scalp, you guys. And what I like to do with that is I like to use a stamp a little bit more than I do a pin, because my hair is very fragile. I have very thin, fine hair. And so if I were to do this and, you know, kind of move this around, I don't want to damage the hair follicle. So when I do in my hairline, I'll use one of these adjustable. I'm going to do a little bit of, I got to let this dry for a little bit, because I do not want to put this next to where I just did my thing. So I'm going to let this dry. I'll stamp in my hairline a little bit later. Okay. Put a little bit more hyaluronic acid. And then I'm going to stay at this same needle length to do around my eyes. But because my eyes will water a ton, I'm going to wait and come back to those, so I'm not sitting here trying to do this with very watery eyes. So I'm going to move down to my chin and lower jaw area. And for this one, you guys, you can go a lot deeper, because again, the thickness of your skin is a lot more here. So if I were to look on this, cheeks, chin, jowl, that area, cheeks, chin, jowl, for most people is about the same thickness of skin. And we tend to get, I say we, but we do, we tend to get textural changes that happen in our chin, especially during, like after menopause. You'll see that you're getting you could get like a little bit of a textural change that happens. This is the area that shows like our hormones, right? So when you were younger and you would like break out, a lot of people around their period time would break out here. If you're having midlife breakouts and it's around your chin area, go in and get your hormones tested. Perimenopause begins at the age of 40. Around 40 to 44 is the typical time when perimenopause happens. So if you're in your 40s and you don't think that you're experiencing menopause or changes, textural changes, or even emotional changes, hot flashes, you know, difficulty staying on task, go get your hormones tested, okay? Somebody said, I bought the Dermapen after watching your videos. Yay! You inspired me, but now I'm afraid to use it because I'm afraid of creating infection. I would really like to be able to use the benefits of it. Think about it like this way. We shave our legs all the time. A lot of us shave other parts of our bodies as well. And that anytime that you're shaving, you're running the risk of causing little micro traumas and getting infected, right? Our bodies are used to fighting this stuff off. We're being very strategic in here. The whole beginning part of this is about safety. How do you do it at home? Because people are afraid, not because it's super risky. It's no more risky than shaving your legs, really. Well, I'm not going to say that, but you get what I'm saying. It's not as risky as you think, and we're talking about a 0.5 millimeter in depth. We're not talking about using a scalpel and cutting ourselves and stitching ourselves up. 0.5 millimeter up to, I think in here I do up to a 2 millimeter on certain parts of my body. But safety is super important. So if you're still fearful, I know it's scary. If you're still fearful, I promise you this, it looks like it hurts a lot more than it does. Whenever I work with people one-on-one through Zoom, and that's what I was going to tell you, comment the word coaching. You'll get a Calendly link to book a one-on-one with me. I do this all the time. I microneedle with somebody on Zoom, showing them exactly what to do, and it takes the fear out of it. It takes one time to do a microneedling session with me, and you will be on your way. I don't try to coach people, and well, I was going to say something. I don't try to coach people to like continue to have to use me, because it's a lot of money. I'm not cheap. To be honest with you, I'm not cheap, and it takes a lot of time, so I'm not cheap. I want to be able to coach you one time, have you understand the device, have you understand why you're doing it, when you're doing it, what to do before and after, what not to do, what it affects, how do you heal through extra collagen, through red light therapy. I thought I brought my red light device in here. Through red light therapy and through my, so this is part of the post-care, right? Because this speeds healing. A lot of research about healing and used in space. Red light therapy was first used by NASA in space for wound healing. There's a lot of research on wound healing with this. So this is part of the protocol. This is the aftercare, part of the protocol. Doubling up on your collagen, part of the aftercare protocol. Making sure that you're not putting active ingredients onto traumatized skin. That's all in there. It's all in there. And it's all free. That's all free. Okay. Microneedling, need to do it every month. You don't need to. It's been 2.5 months since I've done my face. 2.5 months. And I knew that, oh my God, I'm so behind. I need to do that. But I'd microneedle a different body part. The back of my arms I've done my abdomen recently. So I microneedle every Sunday. You just pick a different part. And sometimes that means something as simple, this is disinfected, something as simple as rolling out the back of your arms, right? Creating those micro traumas so that that crepey skin that happens when our skin thins as we age, which it does, our skin thins as we age. And the only way to thicken up skin, there are the 2 ways that I know of. If somebody else knows something different, let me know. But the 2 ways to thicken up that crepey skin that happens when we age, when we lose that collagen and our hormones are going nuts and all of that, is through microneedling and through retinoids. Those 2 things, retinoids and microneedling, thicken up that skin so that you don't have that crepey skin when you get older. You've got more of a bounce that goes in your skin, right? That is healthier skin. That's healthier functioning skin. Okay, enough chat. I'm going up to I'm going to go up to a 1 and do a pass at a 1 first, 1.0. So this is 1 millimeter. You guys, when it gets all gunky like this in your device, and I'm going to show you later when it gets really gunky, don't worry about it. Don't try to clean that out. Don't do it. Leave it. Needles go through hyaluronic acid. It doesn't hurt them at all. You don't need to clean it out. Let it get gunky. I'm going to go up to a 1.0 first. I need to label this different. So lefty, wait, I got it. I'm going up to a 1.0. Speed of, I'm still going to be on a speed of 1. I'm going to get into that chin, cheeks, and jowls. I'm going to do a pass at 1.0, little tiny circles. I'm going to do a pass at 1.0, and then I'm going to kick it up to like a 1.25 or even maybe a 1.5 because it's been a little bit of time since I've done this. Need to make sure that I don't use any numbing cream. That was a great question. Oh, thanks for answering that, Christine 1512. Oh, my nails are beautiful. You guys, my nails are real. How insane is, I've never had nails this strong. Oh my gosh, did I bring my product up? Let me grab something real quick, you guys. I'm telling you, it's quite incredible, this product that I just launched. Let me see if I can find it. I'm gonna have to yell for my, I'm gonna have to yell for my husband. Hold on 1 second, you guys. Honey, can you bring the hair skin nails, the collagen, my supplement hair skin nails? Thank you. I have the best husband in the world. Okay, these are real. This is from my collagen generator, hair, skin, and nails, which is not collagen. So this is collagen, right? Comes from animals. So if you're vegan, you can't do this. But this is collagen, my favorite collagen. So you can just, like I said, comment collagen afterwards. But my hair, skin, and nails collagen generator, I kid you not, I think it is making my nails so strong. I've never had real nails that are literally this thick. And I literally just had to chop them off. Crazy. Okay, I just realized you don't use numbing cream. I don't. And you know what, Lucy, you'll see that you don't need it. Start small. If you've never done this before, I always tell my clients, if you've never done this before and you don't want to book a one-on-one with me to go get through that fear, Do your whole face at a 0.25. I guarantee you by the time you get done with your forehead at a 0.25, you're going to be like, I can turn this up. It's the fear of the unknown. What does that feel like? You can see that I've got this redness here. Oh my gosh, I can't believe she's doing that. It takes a very shallow depth to make your skin change. It takes a very shallow depth to stimulate collagen production. It's not like you're, hacking away at your skin. There's chemical peels I do at home that are more painful than this. That's the truth. You don't need a numbing cream. And what I've found when I use a numbing cream is, first of all, you've got to wash all of that numbing cream. You have to let it sit for an hour. You got to wash all that numbing cream off. You have to disinfect your skin after that. And what I have found is that when I do, I just saw something that threw me off, so I'm going to get to that. Somebody got an infection, but I'm gonna get to that and see what that was about. But when I do a numbing cream, I go ham on my skin, and it takes me a lot longer to heal because I can't feel anything. So you're more likely to get a treatment that might be a little bit too deep, or you go over it a couple of other times because you're like, oh, I can handle this. We're women, we're strong. We're so much stronger than what you think. And this does not hurt as bad as you think it does. Okay. Marie said, thank you, honey. It's like the pills. Sorry. Marie said, I microneedled back in May and I got a really bad infection around my nose, like really itchy spots that ended up being itchy, dry skin for weeks. I'm too scared to try it again. That's not an infection. You might have gone a little too deep around the nose area. This part is always kind of really sensitive, and it does get dry. What I would offer you, and instead, is make sure that all your stuff is sterilized first, okay? So you do want to sterilize with alcohol. You do want to do all of that. You do want to make sure that your environment is sterilized. That said, if you're dry and itchy, you got to look at the postcare. You don't want to use any active ingredients. So you don't want to use, it might be in the,
Where'd you put the big box of your supplements?
They're up there somewhere, but there should be in the vitamin drawer.
No.
Okay, then look in the suitcase. So sorry. I traveled with all my stuff. And if not, honey, it's okay. I have the best husband in the world. This is key to that dry skin because it is going to exfoliate your skin. You are, poking holes in that skin barrier. So it is going to be super dry. You just got to keep putting Aquaphor, and you don't want to use any retinoids, any vitamin C, nothing like that. That's when you really get into trouble of like creating skin that takes a long time to heal. I'm going to be doing a lot of stories over the next couple of days, and I want you guys to see how quickly I can get my skin to heal. And that's from red light therapy afterwards. That's from making sure that I'm continually coating it with a thin, very fine layer of Aquaphor. For the next hour or two after I'm done with this, I'm going to be walking around with this thing of hyaluronic acid. Thank you, honey. I'm going to be walking around with this thing of hyaluronic acid, continuing to coat while these little traumas seal up. I'm not adding anything into that skin. I'm protecting it against things getting into it because it's the trauma itself that is creating the magic. It's the trauma itself. It's not anything I'm trying to get into the skin through the perforations. No, that's when you're gonna find trouble's gonna find you. It's the trauma itself, and how do we create that trauma in a safe environment and then protect it afterwards while it's healing, and then speed up the healing, right? Give it all the stuff it needs to get back to where it was. Speed the healing with red light therapy. This is what I was talking about, the collagen generator. This is the Live Young collagen generator, which it nourishes those cells responsible for producing collagen. So think about this for a second. I'm creating the microtraumas, right? We're creating those perforations in the skin that will call on my own body to produce collagen and elastin. I'm then making sure I have all the precursors in my whole system so that I can build back that collagen. I'm nourishing those cells that produce the collagen in the first place, and I'm speeding the healing with red light therapy. So it's like, I don't want to say it's magic, but it's freaking magic what this does to your skin. There is nothing that I have done, whether it's in office or at home, that comes close to the effects microneedling has when you're doing it consistently. I don't mean you do it once, you walk away. No. You do it once, you let that heal. 6 weeks later, the very least, the very most, that's the wrong thing I'm trying to say. The earliest you want to redo it is 4 weeks, but usually 6 weeks is a great distance if you're doing this on a consistent basis to get back in there and do another treatment. Does that mean if, for me, like I missed a couple of treatments, does that mean for me, I think, oh, it's not helping my skin? No, you get back in and do it again. So if it's 2 months, it's fine. But you can do as early as 4 weeks. And with all of the other body parts that I do, because I do microneedle every Sunday, like I said, with all the other body parts that I do, mine's usually about every 6 weeks. So I want you to really take a look, Marie, about when you did it back in May. A bad infection would mean that you would need antibiotic, that it stayed red and inflamed, and that would be very dangerous. What I'm thinking about that dry, itchy stuff is the post-care you need to think about that. And then the area that you're talking about, those are the areas that take the longest to heal. Right in there, and like even when you put on if you put on a retinoid, the parts that become the driest, like around your eyes, on your chin, around your nose, these are the parts of our skin that we move all the time. Those do take a little bit longer to heal, and so don't do 3 passes around your nose. Just do the 1 pass around your nose. Does that make sense? Did you understand why this happened? Yeah. Use an acid spray after washing my face very well before using the microphone. Use a hypochlorous acid spray after washing my face very well. I've never used that before. I'm going to have to see what that is. Which device do you use for your scalp for hair growth? I like this one. This, again, you guys, it's in this thing. So there is a microneedling pen. That's this. There's the microneedling roller or stamper. These are the rollers. This is the stamper. I like the stamper for my scalp. This is less than $20. Less than $20. If you do it consistently, and here's the interesting part, what I have found. If you do things at home consistently, you're going to get better results than if you're doing it once or twice in an office and walking away from it because it's too expensive to continue the upkeep. Do it at home. The consistency with it to create that wave of collagen production, you're going to have a much better result. Younger functioning skin. And when skin is younger functioning, it looks younger. So fine lines and wrinkles, skin tone and texture, which I'm getting in here right now with this texture issue. Melasma, acne scars, stretch marks. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to scroll up just to make sure. I'd say because I didn't use alcohol wipes. Marie, yeah. You don't want to use any device over active acne for fear of spreading it. That's why I also use, yeah, that is a really good point. If you have an active acne, like it's ready to go, I honestly would microneedle over the top of that sucker, but that's just me. I'd make sure that I alcohol wiped it a lot, and then I would microneedle right over the top of that sucker. You're going to see that it's going to last a lot less. And if your whole skin is, here's how I would address that. If you are microneedling for acne, which it helps with acne, and you've got like a big giant thing, wipe it down with alcohol, stay away from it. If you got something coming up, you know, you've got one of those things that are coming up, about to come up through the surface, microneedle right over the top of that sucker. But I would wait until you've done your whole face and leave that for the last bit of it. Okay, keep going. Let's see. Also, does hyaluronic acid, I'm guessing. Yeah, this is hyaluronic acid. Oh, you also didn't have hyaluronic acid. Okay. Well, you got to get the protocol, you guys. You got to get the protocol, and you have to, not the protocol, the guidebook, and follow along, because a lot of it has to do. Yeah. So Charlotte said, so this will help with that orange peel texture on the chin. Charlotte, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That is exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm telling you, if you microneedle, you will see a difference in 7 to 10 days. Take a before picture. Look at the texture on your skin, on your chin, sorry. Look at the texture on your skin. Take a picture of it. Microneedle, that sweet spot of microneedling, the post is like between 7 and 10 days. That's when it's like, wow, that made a difference. Look at the texture then. Yes, it does help. It does help. Okay. Do you use any hair growth serums? I don't use any hair growth serums. I do, I take my medication orally for my hair loss. Yeah, so I did a whole live on hair loss, you guys. I've been struggling with hair loss for a long time because I stress shed. And although I do all of these ridiculously consistent healthy aging hacks, like grounding, like meditation, I sleep on a grounding pad, I do physiological size, did a whole live show on stress reduction because it's so connected with all of our other health. But yeah, I stress shed. So I don't use serums or anything like that. What I have found for me in terms of my hair growth is an oral minoxidil, which the only side effect is it slightly lowers blood pressure, which is still good for almost everybody because all of our blood pressure is a little too high. But I do an oral minoxidil, very cheap. It's like $10 a month. You can go to hims.com, you can go to hers.com. But because my hair is so fine, when I apply anything to my scalp, I feel like I need to wash my hair a lot more, which ends up not being so good for my hair. So I do red light therapy, I do oral minoxidil, I do scalp massages, and I don't mean like friction. I mean holding down the scalp and breaking up the fascia in an inversion. So while I'm touching my toes. And I'm coaching a lot of people that have been suffering from hair loss after seeing that hair loss live show, and they're already having hair grow back, even without the oral minoxidil, just from that manipulation of the fascia alone, and some red light therapy. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go over the top of this. I'm still pretty high here. I'm at a 1.0. So this doesn't tickle. Okay, I got 15 minutes. I want to get to my eyes. I'm going to scroll. Okay, so I'm scrolled all the way down to the bottom, you guys. I'll try to answer some questions, but I do want to make sure I finish this treatment in 15 minutes. Okay, so I'm still at a 1.0. See the goop? See the gunk? Leave it. Don't touch that. The needles go right through it. If you really want, you can take that alcohol pad, and if it bugs you, and just wipe along the edge of it, but don't get inside the needles if that bugs you. It doesn't bother me, and oftentimes I'll use that as an extra hyaluronic acid. Okay, so I'm still at a 1.0. You're a babe without makeup. Thank you. I don't even have mascara on, but I do have my eyeliner tattooed, which is one of the best things I've ever done. Because I am very fair, and I love waking up and still looking like, oh, I've got eyes. What pen you've been using? I own 2 Dr. Pens, but cartridges are no longer available on Amazon. This is the Dr. Pen M8. It's old school, but they do still have the cartridges. You guys, these pens, these things are like, I want to say less than $200. Do you know how much a treatment is for microneedling in office? It's around $500. So with one treatment of in office, you can buy this and all of the supplies. And I've had this device for, I want to say 6 or 7, maybe 5 or 6 years now. I've had this device and used it every single week. Okay, I'm getting up in here. Now, when I get close to my eyes, I'm going to want to change that needle depth. Does that make sense, you guys? Because that eye skin is very fragile. If I went there on a 1.0, yeah, yes, Lisa, it's the Dr. Pen M8. They make a lot of them, a lot of different ones. So when you go to get your cartridges, the one that I use is a 16, because this is a Dr. Pen M8. Remember, the more needles is not better. The more needles that you have is actually less deep, because it creates almost like a bouncing off effect, right? If the needles are super close, it's not going to penetrate. You want the needles spread out a tiny bit so it penetrates through the skin. You're going to have a much better result for that. But if the other Dr. Pens don't come in a 16, get the closest thing possible. So a 12, a 14, an 18, anything like that. Even a 21, but I wouldn't go above that. Otherwise, you're just trying to push, it's bouncing off your skin. Like when you see the 36 or the 32 or the nano, all of those, 36, 42 nano. These are the ones that have very tight needles, very bunched together. You won't get as good of a treatment. Okay. I can see I'm not going to scroll back, you guys, in the name of time. You're welcome, Lisa. But if you've got questions that pop up right now, I can glance down and still see them. Oh my gosh, unless everybody asks a question at the same time, then it's like, no way. I'll have to scroll back. Okay. I'm getting in here. You have the Dr. Pen MS8. Yeah, that Maria, that's a great one. It's just a little bit more digital. This one is like more old school. But you should be able to still get those needles around 16. The serum I'm using, yes, is Costa Baja, Bella. Yeah, it's Costa Baja. And I don't have any affiliation with them. I just throw everything on my Amazon store so it's easy for you guys to find. That link is in my linked tree. Just click on that little Amazon icon, but also you'll get everything you need right in here. Okay, still going. And usually, you guys, you should do right on your ears as well. I'm not going to do that today just because I want to make sure I let you guys see how I do the eyes. I'm still at a 1.0. Why don't you use PDRN serum? I don't like to use anything that is going to cause any sort of inflammation or add any other sort of treatment other than what I'm actually doing, creating the microtraumas. Because it is the act of creating those microtraumas, not in pushing product into your skin, that helps, that is the main result. Somebody said, do you know of any anti-gray supplements and scalp serums that work? Primadine, when I post this to my main feed, that's a great question. There's a lot of, if you're looking for a serum, look for something with caffeine in it, because that is going to stimulate hair growth. But if you take something like a hair, skin, and nails, the collagen generator, this is great for that as well as any collagen. And I want to go back and see, wait, what was that? And then Primadine. Primadine is spermidine, and they've had a lot of research showing that it can potentially reverse gray hair. It also helps with hair growth and all of that. So when I post this to my main feed, just put in the comment section, Prime. And that will be auto-populated to your, it'll be auto-populated to your DMs. Okay, somebody said, I had a few freckles on my shoulder. I microneedled them a few times. Wham, they are gone. So impressed. Amazing tool. It really is. I'm telling you. There's a lot of stuff that I do, you guys, and I have all of this that I do every week. But when people ask me, what is the one thing the one tool that you feel has made the biggest difference in your skin, it is microneedling at home. Not in an office, not a Morpheus 8, Botox is like pretty much magic, but that's preventative. And I've been doing preventative stuff. I'm 56. I've been doing preventative stuff since I was in my early 30s. So I started Botox in my early 30s. Hi, Janie. Janie's my editor. She's on here. Oh my God, I miss Xander already, Janie. So anybody said, any remedies for burnt skin? I got burnt from red light therapy. If you got burnt from red light therapy, you are using, I want to see what device are you using? Because that should not happen at all. I'd throw that device away. But also, if you have left on a red light therapy device and you are like watching the Olympics or something and you're, hold on. Let me just turn this off real quick. If you left a red light therapy device and you just keep, when it shuts off after 10 minutes, you keep pressing it. You keep pressing it. You keep pressing it. You keep pressing it. And you're doing that all day long. What you're doing is you're energizing that cell so much that you're causing it to have inflammation. You can do anything too much and for too long. Anything. Even red light therapy. If you're close enough, if you're within, that 6 inches to the device, or you're using a device like this, and you just continually do it, you'll get like itchy skin. That's too much ATP, too much energizing of the cell. Does that make sense? So if you're using it like it's directed, like the directions say, and it's burning you, you got the wrong device, and I would reach out to that company immediately. If you're just going, I could wear this sucker all day, and you're pressing it and pressing it and pressing it, you're going to cause your body to have a reaction, right? Which will cause it to itch. It's too much energy that you've created in the cell. So a little bit of energy is great for healing. This over like all day long, no, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Okay, we're going to keep going. I want to make sure I get to my eyes here. What do you recommend for sleep lines? Are you saying on your face or on your chest? Somebody says, on red hair, can we use twice daily? Says you can use, on red hair, on hair, red light, can you use twice daily? Says to use once, so that's all I do. Only use it once. If it says only use it once, because if you have too much, you can actually overdo red light therapy to your hair. Think about that. If it causes too much energy and it's itching, you can overdo red light therapy to your hair and cause hair loss. You can cause hair loss from too much. So read the directions, everybody. Read the directions. Okay, I am going to finish this cheek and I'm going to move on. I'm going up to a 4. I didn't change the needle length. This is going to make my treatment a lot quicker. I'm going to get in there, get this done so I can move on to the eyes, because I want to show you guys the eyes. Okay, I'm still at a 0.1 or a 1.0. Creating those microtraumas, calling on my own body, produce collagen and elastin. The best result, the end result is usually, well, it takes a while. It's like a month, but I get that sweet spot because I heal so quickly, because of red light therapy, because of collagen, because of my collagen generator, because of the whole protocol that I have in this. I heal super quickly, but the sweet spot of microneedling for me is like day 7 or day 10. The sweet spot for most people who maybe don't heal as quickly is like day 14. It doesn't take a lot of downtime though, you guys. I know I look like hell right now, but you'll see. By tomorrow, I'm going to the gym. Nobody's gonna know that I had anything done. For craft's sake, it said, do you apply anything to scalp before stamping, please? I do. If I'm gonna wash my hair that following day, I'll put like a serum that is like has a caffeine solution in it, and then I'll stamp. But normally, no, I just stamp. Remember, you guys, it's the stamping alone that is where all the magic happens. Francesca said, where do you get that device? If you just, when I post this to my main feed, comment microneedling. Once I post it, comment microneedling and then check your DMs. You'll get a link to it. And Janie, if you're still here, can you make sure that link to the microneedling device is not sold out? Just make sure real quick, see if that link on this particular protocol is sold out. Just wanted to make sure. Okay. You just did Andrew. Oh my gosh, Andrew, I haven't seen you in so long. Hi, Andrew. Andrew said I just did over my whole face, neck, and scalp. Oh my gosh. But do not spray tan after. You guys, do not spray tan after. Even if you think you're healed entirely. Andrew, that is such great advice. 100%. When I do my abdomen or my chest or something, and I know I'm going to be going to like a weekend away or something near a beach or a pool or something, you have to do it the month before, a whole month before, because you'll see that your body is still healing. And that's why, okay, Janie said the link works, it's tested, we're all set. So when I post this, make sure you just comment the word microneedling. But that's why you want to make sure that you're not doing it more than every 4 to 6 weeks, because you can tell if your body is done healing when you put on a spray tanner and it's smooth, right? If it has all little tiny dots of stuff that your body is still healing, you're not ready. So if you're going to go on a trip and you're planning on spray tanning, you need to microneedle a month before. A month. Andrew. Okay. Is everything I'm using on Amazon? It is. I think that the microneedling tool, though, Janie, if I'm not mistaken, I think we changed affiliate marketers with that because the one on Amazon was always sold out. So, okay, I'm going to do my eyes real quick. We're going to go a little bit. And if you guys are looking for everything that's on Amazon, just go to my link in my bio and you can click on that little Amazon icon. Okay, so this was all done in a one, and I did multiple passes. Ooh. See, when I sit back and I look, you see right here, this is a good thing for you guys to pay attention to. You see right here, there is a patch that is a little bit white. So I passed this up a few times and did not get a good treatment in here. So I'm going to go back real quick. You get all of this in there. And then when I'm done here, I'll do the same thing. I'll kind of sit back. I'm going to get on this side of my nose. Side of my nose. And then I'm going to dial this down because I'm going to do my eyes right now. So I'm going to dial this down to a 0.50. I was at a 1.0. Dial this down to a 0.50. I'm going to get my eye. You guys, this is, I kid you not, this is the best thing I've ever done for crow's feet. I don't have an upper bleph, and for the crepiness of the eyelid, okay? I'm at 56 years old. I've not had my eyes done. So I've not had an upper bleph and I've not had a lower bleph. And yet you can barely, if any, see any lines at all. That is preventative with Botox, but that is this device consistently over a number of years. Okay, I'm going on this eyelid over here. You want to stay on that occipital bone. If you feel around on your eye, you'll see that my eye is hard until right here. So what I want to do is not going to be too pretty for the camera, but I'm going to lift this up and I'm going to microneedle right on that occipital bone. Andrew says, okay. Yeah, so Andrew, I'm surprised that you numb. But please, you guys look at, Andrew says I'm a baby. You guys look at Andrew's comment and you can find out where he gets his numbing stuff. I don't numb. I've pushed 3 babies out of this warrior body. And so a little bit of needles in my face, completely tolerable. Okay. You'd be surprised how far out your bone comes. This is hard. You don't want to get on the soft part of your eye, but this is hard. You can microneedle right there. And for fine lines and wrinkles like crow's feet, this is a miracle in what it does, because we're literally causing our own body to come to the rescue and produce collagen, and it helps to resurface fine lines and wrinkles. And I'm going to do it right on the bottom too, you guys. Don't freak out. And I'm going to do this a couple more times, more passes, but I can pull this down. I want to make sure that I have my alcohol wipe. Yep. Okay, I can pull this down and get right on that bone. Look at how close I'm getting to my eye. Yes, Maria, it's great for hooded eyes. Great. Great for crepey eyelid. Great. You'll see a I'll see a difference. So right now, look, when I go like this to my eye, you see, I can see that crepey eyelid. At 56 years old, I'm telling you, this would have been so much worse had I not been doing this for all these years. That said, you're going to see, I will see a difference. If I only did one eye, which I've done in the past to show people, I'm not going to do that now. But if I did one eye and I didn't do this eye, and I just let you see like how much firmer the eyelid gets after just, you know, a week post-treatment, it's very, very shocking. So yes, it does help with hooded eye. It helps with that crepiness. Now, if you have a very heavy hooded eye, it's going to help a little bit. But if it's thin skin, because remember, this thickens the skin. If it's thin skin, then you're going to get a lot better treatment. If it's a very heavy hooded eye, then that's going to be a little harder to treat, and you might want to, if it bothers you and it's affecting your eyesight, only if it bothers you, you might want to consider an upper bleph, which is done in office now under local anesthesia. One of the simplest types of surgeries to recover from, to be honest, as long as you're going to a good person. Andrew is backing me up. More pens in the cartridge is less strength. Yes. I don't even use a 32 pen cartridge. It's like, if you're using a 32 pen cartridge, you should have this sucker dialed up as high as possible, because that sucker is bouncing off of your skin. I will use that if I really want a product just to penetrate, but not really calling on my own body to produce collagen. I like a 16 pen. Anywhere in there, right? 11, 12, 14, 16, 18. Highest I would go is like a 21. It depends on which device that you're talking about. But that's when you're really wanting your body to create collagen, you gotta focus on those traumas, not in what you're trying to push in your skin. Okay, I'm gonna get real close here. Again, I'm still on that bone. Yeah. And then if you get close to your eye too, as long as you're on that bone and you want to, it's a little too scary for you to do the swirling technique, you can stamp. So just pick it up, pick it up. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the other eye. Yeah, there's lots of different, good, thank you, Andrew. Thank you for answering all these questions. Love that. I missed you, I haven't seen you for a while. Okay. Getting back in here, lifting this up, because the reason why I lift this skin up, you guys, because if I didn't, my bone would stop here. Look at all this skin that can still be treated. So pull this up. I know it doesn't look great. But pull this up so that you can stay on that bone, and you'll get a treatment that's lower on the eyelid. Does that make sense? Like, I couldn't do that over my eyeball, but if I pull this up, I can create those microtraumas, which is really going to help with that crepey eyelid. It's 106. Shoot, I got to get off of here. Woo. Okay, you guys, I'm going to post this to my main feed. What I'm going to do after this is I'm going to post this to my main feed, and I'm going to sit back and look for a second and see if there's anything else that I need. I got a pretty good treatment. I just didn't do my nose. You know what, let me try to just do this real quick. Sometimes people have, you know, big pores on their nose and things like that. You can absolutely do your nose. I tend to go, my nose is very bony, very thin. Yes, this is my nose, you guys. I did not have a nose job. This is the nose I was born with, but it's very bony, right? So I want to pull this to the side. I'm at a 0.25 at a 1, speed of 1. So it's not very deep. I'm going to crank this up a little bit to a 0.50. Okay. And this will help with pore size, with blackheads, with whiteheads. Get this other side. And then my post-treatment is literally, Andrew says, I think they're on their website, there's a guide, generally 0.5. Is it good for everyone to start on the face? 0.75, yep, all of that. Or when I post this to my main feed, thanks Andrew. When I post this to my main feed, comment the word microneedling and check your DM. It's gonna give you everything that you need. All of the different needle links for various body parts. Because our skin doesn't stop here. And it doesn't stop here. Our skin is an organ. It is our largest organ. And I want to be able to wear tank tops until I'm 110. And the only way I feel I'm going to be confident in doing that, that's not true. I'll be confident anyways. But the way that I feel like I want to work on any sort of crepiness that's coming up is that you treat all of it. Anywhere where you feel you've got thin, crepey skin, microneedling will help. So it can be preventative in terms of fine lines and wrinkles, but it's literally improving the health of the skin, which I love. Okay, I'm gonna go right down the center, but I'm gonna do a stamping technique. I'm just gonna show you the nose and I'm gonna get off of here, you guys. Remember that the needles are inside here. Don't worry about the goop. The needles are inside. So if you place this, let me turn it off for a second. If you place this on the tip of your nose, you're not getting the same length that you're dialing this to. This is at a 0.25 now. If I'm doing this and my nose is going into the device, I'm a way higher than 0.25. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to put something inside that's going to change the way that the needle length really is, you know, entering your face. So I stay at a 0.25. I do a little stamping technique right down the center. I stay away from that tip. And that helps with pore size, blackheads, whiteheads, anything like that. And just the overall look of your skin. Your skin will shine. It's the overall, okay, I think I got a good treatment here. Okay, I'm gonna turn this off, click this out, throw this away. Do not save that, okay? Now the aftercare, you guys, I will carry this around with me. This is just the hyaluronic acid. I don't use any sort of treatments after this. You will increase you're gonna screw up your oh my God, I can't even think. your skin barrier and increase that length of healing if you start adding actives in. So I carry this around with me. This is just hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid occurs naturally in our skin. You're not going to get a reaction to this. This is the post-care. So I will carry this around with me for the next hour or so. It will start getting dry and flaky and like, crusty. I use like a spritzer whenever that happens and just spritz it to kind of reactivate that hyaluronic acid. I'll do this for a couple of hours. It will create like this kind of film of hyaluronic acid. So I like to kind of keep moisturizing it. And then in a couple of hours, I'll rinse with cool water and I'll do a fine layer of Aquaphor. Now, if you've got my protocol what did happen to it? If you've got this skincare protocol, you'll see that after I microneedle, I don't do retinoids the next day. I don't do any active vitamin C in the morning. I change what I'm doing based on the healing. And I double up on my red light therapy. I have the big panels, but if you only have a mask, don't put this against your skin right away. You can hold it out and do a couple of sessions like this, or use one of your panels and just double up the time that you normally would do red light therapy. I double up on my collagen, so normally I take a tablespoon of this in the morning and a tablespoon at night. When I'm microneedling, I do 2 tablespoons in the morning and 2 tablespoons at night because I want my body to have all of those precursors necessary to build back that collagen. And then I take my Live Young hair, skin, and nails because I want those cells that are responsible for producing collagen to make sure that they're nourished and they're activated and they're ready to go. So that is Microneedling 101. I'm going to post this to my main feed. Remember, you guys, comment collagen if you want the link to that. Comment supplements, and it'll take you to my new Shopify page for the collagen generator. And then comment microneedling for the whole microneedling free guidebook. And if you want that weekly calendar that shows you how I incorporate all of the at-home anti-aging gadgets, then just comment protocol below. Okay, that's it. You guys have a great Sunday. I'll see you next Saturday on Instagram Live.